Okay, boys and girls, as you can see, I have my steering column tore apart. The ignition switch actuator, which fails commonly on these 80s Ford F-Series, E-Series, pickups, vans, Broncos, likes to break. So what I did is I bent this music wire to see if I can get it down in there far enough to catch and pull that thing out of there. All right, I'm gonna have to rebend that thing. I don't think it's gonna go. So that ain't gonna work. All right, so now we're gonna try this. Figuring out a way to hold all this and this phone at the same time is gonna be fun. So I have some super glue. This is DAP super glue. I don't know if the brand matters or not. DAP, Gorilla Glue, Crazy Glue, whatever. I have a piece of carbon rod because super glue likes to stick to this stuff. Now this is pretty thick. This DAP super glue is pretty thick. Thick enough that it builds up on the tip of the applicator and dries on there, then you got to break it off. Anyway, there we go. Alright, so I'm going to put a good glob of that on there. Hopefully this will stick. Super glue doesn't usually like to stick to metal like that, but this stuff's thick enough. And being the geek that I am, I work a lot with radio control cars, trucks, airplanes, you name it. I like to play around. So I have, that's not gonna be good. I'm gonna wipe that out there. So that's something you wanna be careful of. Don't get it on the sides of that. I have this little stuff here. Called Accelerator. And it dries super glue almost immediately. But since I have so much glopped on there, I think it's gonna take a minute. So just hold a little pressure on that. Take this thin blade screwdriver, see if I can't scrape out that stuff we got on the sidewall there. Okay, so see that? It did not want to stick on that metal at all. Oh, there it stuck. There we go. All right. So there you go. Now I got that pulled out enough. There. Now since the sidewall of this should have grease on it, oil, something like that, to kind of lubricate this. And it's pretty smooth metal anyway. That super glue didn't want to stick to the side, and it just tapping on it a little bit as I'm pulling this out. You can see what I did there. It just peeled it right off. And then here's some of that super glue that I'd gotten on the side. It's right there. So it's dried, it's flaky, it's thin, it's not gonna do anything in there. Not gonna cause any problems. And there it is. So Anyway, but so on this carbon rod, you could use a wooden dowel rod. Since I do RC stuff, happen to have this. But you can see I had to push and hold it. It's freezing out. So I had to push and hold that on that metal for a little bit. And that's even with that accelerator that I used. So, you may have to hold that on there for several minutes to get that super glue to set up. But once it sets up, as long as you're gentle with it and patient, you should be able to pull that arm of that actuator out of there far enough to actually be able to remove it. So you can see 5 minutes start to finish once I thought about, trying these two methods and had it out. So if you just go straight to this method, 2-3 minutes, you can have that arm out of there and ready to put in your new actuator and get your truck up and running again. Hope it helps.